Okay. So good morning. Thank you all so much for joining this information call about the RFG cross-member mentoring program. We are going into year 4 of this program. So it makes me incredibly proud to say that from initial ideas 4.5 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, thinking about how we connect people across the industry and increase people's knowledge of freight and engage people who are maybe starting their career or maybe mid-career, later in their career. We've got, people at all different stages. How do we do that? And then creating this mentoring program. And it's going from strength to strength. We've had really good numbers every year that we've had this so far. And yeah, going into year 4 is just incredible insight into how much this is needed as well, that people can connect with other people and have some great conversations and develop themselves and their confidence and knowledge. So today's call is to give you an overview of the program, to give you a bit of insight into how it might work, some of the expectations, how you might show up in either a mentee or a mentor role. And we've got a couple of people who have been on the program in the past. So I'm sure if anybody's got any specific questions, I'm hoping you won't mind answering Mark or Paris if possible. That would be fantastic. So I'm just going on to the next slide, which will give you an idea of what we're going to cover in this call. So we'll talk a little bit about the program, the goals and the aims, what is mentoring, some of the benefits that you might get, what we look for in mentors in terms of what we ask for in terms of skill set and what skills we ask mentors to think about developing. Then it might be about why would you want a mentor? And you might have a really good idea about that, or you might just think, I think it's a good idea, but I'm not 100% sure on why it might benefit me, and therefore we'll have a chat through that. We'll have a look at the mentoring process and next steps from here, and then what support you would get going through this RFG mentoring program and any next steps. So to introduce myself, my name's Deanne Logan. I am the learning and development consultant working with RFG, and I've designed and led the program from the start. So really excited, as I say, to be involved for another year. We're really looking forward to seeing where this goes, and hopefully we'll get a good variety of member companies getting involved. We typically have anywhere between 25 and 40 different organizations involved, either as mentors or mentees, and in some instances people take on both roles if they are still looking to develop and they can offer something. So we're really excited to see where the program goes this year. We've started to get a few actual applications, as in people filling out the forms to say, yes, I 100% want to be a mentor. Yes, I 100% want to be a mentee. So I'll share the information for that at the end of the call, so you know where to go and what that looks like. So what is the overall aim of this program? Well, it's for any member company to join this program. So anybody who works within a member company, it gives you an opportunity to connect across industry, connect with somebody outside of your organization. And ultimately, it's about supporting and developing the careers of those of you who are in the freight industry and gain even more from your membership. So some of you might be involved in lots of the stuff that RFG do, some, great events, opportunities, thought leadership around the future of freight. And some of you might never have been involved in some of the RFG work. So this will give you an insight into that and what a great organization it is to support and develop your career and to further your knowledge of freight. Some of the goals of the mentoring program, we really want to support this collaborative working goal by connecting people from different industries. And you will be connected with somebody outside of your organization as a mentor and mentee. And that is one of the real perks of this program, to develop your connections, your network, and think about your career goals longer term as well. Second one is around sharing knowledge, expertise, and insight. And then really around how do we keep you? And we go to the third goal on here. It's about engaging talent within rail freight, and for people to see that this is a really fantastic industry to develop a career in. And ultimately, it will provide you with an understanding of rail freight, or as a mentor, I'm sure you'll be able to share some excellent knowledge of your career history in freight and help to connect some of the dots. I think all of us are probably guilty of working in our world and in our silo, and sometimes being able to lift your head out of that, once a month or so, and have a think about what it is that you could learn to help you understand how everything connects in freight. So hopefully those give you some insight into why we run the program. So this slide is explaining what mentoring is. There are lots of definitions of mentoring, but this is the one that we use. It comes from the EMCC, which is the European Mentoring and Coaching Council, a professional body for mentoring, and they do lots of development around this area. So this is their definition about it being a learning relationship involving the sharing of skills, knowledge, and expertise through developmental conversations, experience sharing, and role modeling. And I think you can see really from the language on here that this is about it being a really fantastic two-way relationship. It's about conversations. It's not just somebody sitting there and talking to you for an hour about their experience. I'm sure, Mark, you will agree, you learn quite a lot in the mentor role as well, don't you, in terms of hearing
Indeed.
from your mentee. I don't know if you want to share anything from your experience.
Um, so I think the main thing actually is the kind of energy and enthusiasm from some of the mentees.
Mm,
They're genuinely excited about some of this stuff, which I still get excited about it, but perhaps not quite as much as I used to. So that's really nice to have that energy, and
yeah,
you can kind of get something from that.
yeah,
Um,
perfect. Thank you. Amazing. There are tons of benefits to mentoring. I'm not going to read through this whole list. You can see this slide deck if you click on through the RFG website. I'll share the link at the end. But I think just in terms of maybe a couple for mentor and mentee, I think it's really important to know that there are absolute benefits for the mentors, that your mentors are coming at this one because, or if you're joining as a mentor, you're coming at this as a probably want to support the career of somebody else. I really want to give something back. I want to share my knowledge and insight and experience, but also to be able to expand your network as a mentor, to think about your own self-awareness and professional development. And then if you're joining from a mentee perspective, this is around anything from increasing your knowledge of freight, but it might be about your self-esteem and confidence in your role. Maybe you've in a new role, maybe you're in a bit of a trickier team, or maybe you've not quite built that relationship with your line manager. And now you've got a space with a mentor, another professional from a different organization where you can talk that stuff through and make a bit of a plan, a professional plan. So loads of different benefits of mentoring, and it will be individual for each of you. People will come at this with a really individual, personalized goal, and then you will develop that going forward. And then I want to show you this one because when we're thinking about mentoring, the skill set of a mentor is multifaceted. It isn't just about, like I say, sharing experiences and stories. That's a really key part of it. This is about a mentor coming at this from, let me think about you as a whole person, as a mentee. How do I listen to you and your experiences and what you're going through, your industry, your organization and your current challenges? How do I maybe coach you? How do I ask you some questions and dig and really challenge some of your thinking? And then how do I balance that with supporting you as well? How do I create a non-judgmental space? How do I think about my own emotional intelligence as a mentor and think about the impact that I'm having in this particular relationship? And then over on this side, you can see this more around influencing and sharing network. As a mentor, this is about you don't have to have all the answers, but you may say, well, I know this person who works in this organization or in this department in my organization. Why don't you have a call with them? So it's about sharing your knowledge, experience, and your network and being able to influence that way. Maybe there's some giving feedback as well. So you can see it's really varied. The kind of experience that you will be getting if you're joining, the relationship you'll be getting from your mentor is a really brilliant support, somebody who is looking at you as an individual without all the stuff around your day job getting in the way. You can come out of that for an hour or so here and there and actually start to think about you and what you want to develop as a mentee. And then why might you want a mentor? As I said, you might already have some thoughts around this, those of you who are joining as a mentee. or want to join as a mentee. And these are the most common ones that come up for us. So yes, there's definitely something about learning about rail freight, but it might be some of these other ones. It might be confidence. It might be about your leadership skills. Maybe you've gone into a new role. Maybe it's about your network. Maybe you're new to freight, or maybe you're new to the organization you've joined and you think, actually, this is a great way to connect with others. So there's lots of different reasons. Hopefully, you've got a little bit of an idea about that if you do decide to join and sign up. But in your initial meetings with your mentor, you can have some conversations and a bit of thinking around this as well. I've got a slide here which I haven't been able to update yet because we're still pulling some of the data from the last program. But just to give you a bit of a flavor of some of the things that we look at in the mentoring program. So how many people, typically it's around the 40 mark each year that we've run this, 40 mentees, 40 mentors, sometimes slightly less. Some mentors take on more than one person. We have quite a few different organizations getting involved, so it's a really good opportunity to match with somebody from a different organization. It's 12 months. We have a really good success rate of how many people are still in that relationship at 6 months. This is, showing that people are committed and still working in those relationships. Some of the relationships might stop at certain points. Maybe if people leave or they've got some personal stuff going on, but generally we have a really good rate of people maintaining those relationships for the 12 months. This is a really interesting stat here. About 65% of mentees have been on at least one site visit. It's not something we've ever asked as part of this program, but it's amazing how many of the mentoring relationships have said, actually, we want to meet in person. We'd really love to do some site work and go out and see something different. So lots of people have facilitated that themselves. And I think for me, that really just shows that this process, this whole process, is very organic and it's designed to be owned by mentee and mentor. We are not dictating what you need to do on each of the sessions that you get together. So from this slide, you just start to get a flavor of how we're looking at the program. We ask you, what skills are you developing when we check in with you every 3 months or so, and even for mentors as well. So it just gives you a bit of an insight into some of the things we look at when we're looking at the success of the program. So how does it work? This will just take you through the flow of how the mentoring works. So if you want to apply, there is a form to fill out, and on that form, it just gives us an idea of your skills, experience, what you're looking for. From a mentor perspective, that is a chance for you to write down or tick all the boxes around which departments or functions you've had experience with. It might be commercial, it might be operational. And then again, from a mentee perspective, actually saying, where are you trying to take your career? What do you want to develop in? And being able to tick some of those. And that just helps us to do the matching. The difference this year is that we've also asked, is geography a consideration? Is that important to you when we're matching? Because for some people, they have a preference for face-to-face meetups, or you might want to do a combination of those, and that's fine too. So it's something that we will take into consideration this year. It might not be that we can do that for absolutely everybody because of the numbers, but it's definitely something that has felt important and has come up in the feedback. So we're constantly evolving and growing the program based on the feedback we get. So you'll be matched with somebody based on your experience and needs. That's just step one. We ask that you run the relationships for 12 months. And within that 12-month period, we suggest that you meet approximately every 4 to 8 weeks, but you can agree that yourselves. We have some people who absolutely every 4 weeks, they've got something in the diary and they meet for an hour on Teams or they have a site visit. We've got other people who have maybe had 20 catch ups, but they do short ones, or they might do some WhatsApp messages and a quick WhatsApp call. So it really is for you to own the relationship and decide what's useful for you. And it can be that you flex it if you've got something coming up in your role, or 12 months is a long time. Stuff changes for people. So I don't know, maybe you're applying for a new job. Maybe you could do with some more frequent calls for that period just to help you do some interview prep, and your mentor agrees. Absolutely fine. So you agree it, you decide it, and it means it's completely owned by you. You will be provided with initial training. So we ask that you attend a 1 hour training session. And that training session means that you come away feeling equipped and confident to either go into your mentor or mentee role with some tools that you can go away and access as well. So there are handbooks. There are other tools around coaching questions. There's a mentoring contract. So there's lots of bits like that, which will just allow you to feel supported and that you've got a framework around your mentoring relationships. I will be your point of contact throughout the 12 months. So if you've got any questions, you need anything, then you can drop me an email. We can pop in a call or message. So really happy to support you as you go through. No silly questions. If you're not sure if the relationship's quite right or you're thinking, I can't get in touch with my mentor or mentee and you need me to kind of support, then just reach out. I'm really happy to support you. So you've got a real person to help you throughout the program as well. Then we will do quarterly check-ins. So there's a couple of ways that we do that. We send out a really quick survey. So that's just a pulse check to say, how's it going? What are the key things you're learning? What's the best thing that's going on for you? What's challenging? Do you need any help? So it's 2 minutes, really quick survey. And the other thing we do quarterly check-in calls. So you can book onto them, they're optional, and it's a chance to come together either with other mentors or other mentees. And it just means that you can share best practice, you can ask questions, you can signpost people to other things that you've used, connect with other people. So we have really good take up on those, particularly mentees, because I think if you've perhaps not been in a mentoring relationship before, then that can be really useful to know about other people going through that as well. So that's the general flow. And hopefully that makes sense and feels okay. I'm happy to take any questions as we go along, but also happy if you want to kind of ask at the end. I think we've covered this in terms of attending your training, matched as soon as a suitable person. Typically speaking, we will give a date, so it'll be by the beginning of February that you will get your match. So don't worry if you come on this call, you attend a training quite soon, and you put in your application. If you don't hear anything for a few weeks, obviously we've got Christmas in the way as well, but not in the way. That's hopefully a joyful rest for some people. It's not in the way. Um, we've got some things, we've got a period of time to wait. Don't worry if you haven't heard anything. I will be in touch when we've done the matching, and I will confirm that I've received your application as well, just so you know that I've got that. And then support, I've touched on the training, the handbooks, the tools, and all of the kind of drop-ins. So hopefully that feels good in terms of knowing that that support is available. And then what are the next steps? I think there's something about spreading the word. So if there are other people you think within your teams, within your organization that might benefit from this, either as a joining as a mentor or a mentee, please do spread the word. Because we're really keen to try and reach as many people as we can. Even if you've got contacts in your HR department, that would be good to signpost to maybe the HR department so they can share it more widely as a development option. Think about what you can offer and what you need and register via the links in the quick guide, or I'll share the RFG website in the chat over here as well so you can access that. And then have a think about the virtual, this is a virtual induction, but there'll be training to join if you decide to join the program. So I'm going to come off the sharing function here and open up for any questions. I'd love to hear if you've got any questions, thoughts, feedback.
All gone quiet. Talk.
Yeah, that's a good sign, maybe.
None from me, thank you.
Fabulous.
No questions. Thank you, Diane. Thank you.
No, you're very welcome.
Really informative and helpful. Thank you.
Perfect. I've popped in the chat the link to the RFG website, which has got all the information about the mentoring program. The links are on there to sign up if you've not already done that. And we look forward to hopefully seeing you all on training, and be as specific as you can in your forms as to what you can and can't offer, what you need, because that just helps me. It's me doing it. It's a human match. It's not an algorithm doing it. I am taking that data and doing really good matching to make sure that those matches are as appropriate as possible. So tell me what you need and I will try and facilitate that as well as I can. Okay.
Sounds
Thank you very
great.
much.
Thanks.
Fabulous.
Yeah,
Well,
thank you.
have a good rest of your day and hopefully see you all again soon. Thanks for joining.
See you
Cheers,
later.
thank you.
Bye.
Take care.
Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thanks.